In this video, I'll cover how to set up your material list in the fieldwork settings. So first, go to your settings, the gear in the upper right corner, and select the Materials tab, which is in the top in the middle column. Once you're here, you will see the list of materials, and if you have a new account, this might be pretty sparse, but existing accounts might have this completely filled out, but I'll review what is possible within the material list. So in order to edit an existing material, click on the blue material name, and you will then be able to edit all of these fields. If this happens to be something that you sell to your customers, perhaps you sell them fly strips or glue boards, or you might rent out a live trap or sell tin cats. You can put a price in, and then that will auto appear when you generate invoices with that item in the line items. And then also the active ingredients. I wanted to show you this particular material. So Bedlam happens to have quite a few active ingredients. They can all be listed, and this, if I arrow over, continues to actually populate the information. So even though the actual field is limited in view, you can still copy and paste it into this section or type it in. You can duplicate the active ingredient percent here as well. I happen to have it actually in this section, so I'll show you both ways. So right now you can see that I have the percentage in the active ingredient field. The dilution rate is only really used for products that are actually diluted. Anything that is ready to use, I recommend using the abbreviation RTU, and then indicating whether it's an aerosol, a granule, or a bait. So for this would be aerosol, and then obviously you can update. When you have this option turned on, when it has the checkbox, it will show on any pre-printed tickets. All materials show up on the mobile app, but the pre-printed tickets have a limit to only show 10 at one time. So in your material list, you can manage, add or delete materials, hide materials at any point in time. And when you are adding a new material, you click the new material button and add in all the information. When you are managing dilution rates, so along with materials, our system manages dilution rates to a point where you can create different mixtures for different types of materials. So you'll notice for this, Conquer might have several dilution rates. So when the active ingredient is 0.027%, at that point it actually is 1 fluid ounce to 1 gallon of water. So my initial, when I had put it in initially, it automatically defaults to 1 unit per 1 unit. However, the reality is Conquer, when it's at an active ingredient level or dilution rate of 0.027%, is being mixed with 1 fluid ounce per gallon. I don't know, I picked gram. Gallon. So I'll update that dilution. And when I am looking at, let's say for instance, this is Demand CS, when the active ingredient for Demand CS or dilution rate is 0.015%, it's a 0.2 fluid ounce or 6 milliliters per every gallon of water. So you can see that I can put this in at 6 milliliters per gallon, or I can actually add it in as 0.2 fluid ounces per gallon. Either way will work. It's the same measurement, and I can update that dilution rate. So when I'm adding in a new dilution rate, so this might be a duplicate for Conquer at a different level for a different target pest or a different application, I can select any type of unit of measure and then compare it and log it in under a different type of unit of measure. So this works out very well when you have a final application and then actual amount used, and it will create the material use report. When I go back to the report section and access the material use report, this will give me the actual measurement. So if it was a fraction of 1 fluid ounce, it would actually calculate it out instead of you having to calculate that out yourself. When I am back into settings, a few other material type settings that you might want to pay attention to are your application methods. So we have some basics in the system, but you can always add new methods, and application devices. So if you would like your reports to be more detailed, going to the settings and making sure that your material list is comprehensive, displaying all of the proper information, and then also the lists for application methods, devices, and dilution rates will all work together.